Hey guys, it's Anne. Welcome back to another episode of Nursing Uncharted. Today, I thought it would be fun to talk about everything San Diego, what it's like to work here, what it's like to live here, and just the major takeaways of how much fun you can have on an assignment here in San Diego. San Diego basically started my travel nurse career. This was my very first assignment. And I fell in love. I'm still here to this day. It's my goal to always have a spot here to call home, and I never thought that would be possible. I'm a small town girl from Pennsylvania and never thought that I would be able to call San Diego, and I live in La Jolla, so if you know anything about San Diego, being able to live near the coast in La Jolla is something I never dreamed of. And I just told my parents when I was back visiting them that I'm proud of myself and I want to make this work. So hopefully, maybe someone can take something from that listening and come visit here and fall in love like I did. The biggest things about California in general with nursing is you're protected as a nurse here in California. California has mandated ratios for all units in the hospital, and you're also entitled to take your breaks. So if you work in a state where that's not regulated by a department of nursing, it is life changing. And if you've ever not been able to take a lunch break or just a break to get away when you are feeling completely overwhelmed, coming to California and having that being a mandate for you is career changing. You get your lunch, you get other breaks, and it really can make your nursing job more enjoyable, not worrying that you're working without any glucose and you're just running on fumes in a very difficult day and a very difficult assignment. In California, if you don't get a break, it's a problem. So they really make it a priority here to prioritize and guarantee that you get your breaks. So that, as a whole, in a nursing career is one of my major takeaways of California. That's all of California. That does not differentiate Northern California, Southern California. I've worked in both, but I think my favorite place in California is San Diego. It's mainly because of how beautiful it is. You're close to the water, the weather's amazing, and it has some of the best food, Mexican food, seafood you're ever going to have in your life. So it's probably why I'm still here to this day. But going back to work, you also work with some pretty happy people. So if everyone's getting their breaks and they're not maxed out on their ratios with patient care, you're going to have happier nurses in general. The patients are receiving better care. And as nurses, our patients are number one. Our patients are our why. So if the patients are getting the care they deserve, it adds to the happiness and our glasses being full. So that's a huge takeaway, and something, as much as I talk about how beautiful San Diego is and all the fun things you can do as a nurse and in your career, being fulfilled in what you do is most important when picking where you want to be. So there's why I fell in love. But, all of California, like I said, in general, nursing is amazing. But the lifestyle of San Diego is just unlike any lifestyle that I have ever envisioned for myself. Where I live, and a lot of places in San Diego, if you've not been here, you don't know, but if you have visited here, there's different pockets or bubbles, and everyone talks about their bubble of San Diego. You have PB, the party town. You have La Jolla, you have downtown, Little Italy. There's all these little neighborhoods and areas, and you don't leave those areas because why do you need to? You walk everywhere. So when you live somewhere, where I am now, I walk to the grocery store, I walk to the gym, I walk to every single restaurant that I want to go to, and I'm fulfilled. So where I grew up, I had to drive 30 minutes to go to Walmart. So the fact that I wake up, I don't feel like doing anything today. I don't feel like driving. I can walk and still have a great day. And there are so many areas here in San Diego that you can live and you can walk to the beach, you can walk to the bay. And even though I've not been here that long, I've started to take that for granted. I am 2 blocks from the water, and usually when I walk to the gym, I'll walk home, and I started walking the coast. And then I was like, oh, here's a little path to the beach where I can walk on the sand. And just last week, I discovered a beach that is less than 5 minutes from me, but I never knew was there. So there's always surprises, even though I've been in San Diego since the beginning of my travel journey. I've left, but I've always come back. And that's going to be 5 years. I've had my place here that I'm recording from for 2 years, and I'm still finding new, exciting places within walking distance. So San Diego is just fun. If you want to be able to have a job that you feel safe, you feel that your patients are getting the best care possible, you don't have to worry about your license being jeopardized, and you just feel protected overall as a nurse and respected as a nurse. California, but San Diego, I've noticed, is the best. The people here are happy. The patients here are happy. Even though they're in the hospital, there's still some positive when you look outside the window and you're not just seeing buildings, you're not seeing a gloomy day. The patient sees sunshine, they see palm trees. Sometimes they even have a view of the coast, depending on what hospital they're in and the hospital you're working at. So there's little things that are very special and play a huge role in your happiness that you don't really realize. There were some jobs that I've taken where the unit that I'm in, and again, I'm a NICU nurse, so some of those units are in the middle of the hospital. You're lucky if there's one window. The views from the patient rooms are gloomy. You're looking at maybe an air conditioning unit on the roof of the building next to you. But in San Diego, a bad view is maybe having one palm tree and not two. So there's just those little things that add to your happiness and add to the patient's happiness. And I think that is special. And I encourage anyone who is thinking about coming here or hasn't even had San Diego on their radar, maybe what I'm saying will encourage you to come and visit and take advantage of what San Diego has to offer. It's something that when I tell my friends and they beg me to come home and they think, why do you want to be in California? It's so expensive to live here. Come back to Pennsylvania. It's hard to put into perspective for them in words. But when I encourage them to visit, and I've had 1 or 2 friends come to visit me, after they leave, they're like, wow, I know now why you don't want to leave. So if you're a nurse looking to come to California, take those words as people who have never been to California and come here, especially San Diego, and finally realize how special it really is. I really wanted to make this episode because I love San Diego and I want to stay here, and I'm working hard in everything I can do to make it possible for me to stay here. As a travel nurse in the NICU, it's heavy competition right now. I do think things are going to get better, but there are very little hospitals that have NICUs. So I am grateful that I am here. I did decide to take a per diem staff job, and that was after taking 2 travel assignments at the hospital that I currently am a staff nurse at. And I wouldn't have even had that opportunity if I wouldn't have traveled there. So just because you come on a travel assignment doesn't mean you have to leave. You can fall in love with the location. You can fall in love with the staff. You can fall in love with the culture of the area and make that feel like that's home. And that happened to me. So I thankfully have found something through traveling that has enabled me to live somewhere that I'm proud of and I'm excited about. So I encourage you to take those risks. If it's San Diego, great. I'm here to tell you all the best restaurants, where to go, where to avoid, reach out, hit me up, and, we can even meet up because I'm open to making new friends. Moving to San Diego, I didn't know anyone, and I've made some pretty amazing friends here, but the travel nurse community has really influenced those nurses that I've been able to meet. So utilizing those Facebook groups, there's a Travel Nurse San Diego group that, you can get in and meet new people. So if you're afraid that you're going to be alone, don't be, because there are so many nurses here. There's so many travel nurses here, and we're all looking for that group of friends. So I want to conclude this episode by sharing my 3 favorite things about San Diego. Number 1, the food. The food is unlike any food you're ever going to have, especially the Al Pastor street tacos. When you come here, for me, please at least try it because you will not regret it. Number 2, the beaches. The beaches are beautiful, and especially at sunset. Even on a gloomy San Diego day, and yes, that does happen, you will have a beautiful sunset, and it will remind you why you chose to come to San Diego. And 3, the people. People are happy here. It's beautiful. There's amazing food, amazing sunsets, amazing beaches, and people are just happy. So when choosing your next assignment, I hope you can remember my 3 favorite things, and that will encourage you to take that jump, take that risk, and come to San Diego. Thank you for tuning in to Nursing Uncharted. You can learn more about this episode and our show on our website at amnhealthcare.com. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend and subscribe to our show on your favorite podcast platform. You can also find show updates and nursing opportunities on our Instagram at AMN Nurse. Special thanks to AMN Healthcare for making this show possible.